definitely something to see. And I said it. We talked about this a few months back as far as Sting in AEW. What did I say? What did I say? If you remember,
I don't know if I fully remember. Refresh my memory.
I remember saying, man, I could see Sting doing something with Darby Allin.
Right. Yeah, I do remember this.
I said, I can see that. You remember I said, I'm sure Sting, probably want to wrestle again. I say
we talked about this 6 months ago, by the way. Yes.
Exactly. I say, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I say, man, I know he's one of those guys that want to go out, on his own terms, just because, when I came into WWE, man, I had a long run. I had an extensive run. I had a whole nother career when I came into to WWE, and it was, man, it was a monster, man. It was a monster. Even to leave and come back again and still have another career, when Steen came over, it was brief, man. That the match with Seth Rollins, boom, it was pretty much over with. It was over pretty much before it started, and I remember Sting said, man, the reason he didn't come to WWE because the way I started out, with The Rock. And then, the angle with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then I did it just went on and on and on, 2-time Hall of Famer. That's another story. But he said he didn't come over because, the way The Rock said, man, it doesn't matter what your name is, which, was part of the angle, part of the gimmick. Everybody went through that.
I think he did it to everybody.
That's what was, and he missed a ton of a career. In the WWE, and then to finish it like that, I'm sure that's something that would have weighed on him forever, saying, man, that's not the way I wanted to go out. I really want to finish the thing. And now, of course, lo and behold, AEW comes along and, he has a chance to actually do that, with, perhaps a Cody Rhodes or, Darby Allin or something like that. The question is, Sting at what, 61?
Yeah.
That's a man. That ain't. It's a young. I'm not going to say anything about Sting or anything like that, but it's a young man's game. It really is, man. It's a young man's game, and that's one reason why I don't. People look at me and they go, "Dang, man, Book, you look like you're in the best shape of your life. You look jacked. And I go, man, I feel good, and I say the only reason I'm feeling like that is because I'm not in the ring. I'll be beat up, bruised, battered, and torn, if I was in the ring. And then even now, as good as I feel, as good as, one may think I look, man, it's no way I could go out there and do it the way Booker T did it. It's no way, that person, that was a different person, and I'm in pretty good shape. I did it a year ago, and you go back and watch that match, and you go back and watch an old Booker T match, and you go, man, Book looked like he lost a step there a little bit. It did again. I can hide it pretty good. I'm pretty good at smoke and mirrors. But let me tell you guys a little story about that match. I was working with one of my students, Rex Andrews, and man, we laid this match out, man, as far as what we wanted to go out there and do at certain points of the match. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. I've been training for at least 3 months for this thing, been taking walks around the block, every day. You hear that, don't you? Walks. And I say, so, man, a certain part, 3/4 away, they come back, whatnot, and bang, I'll, duck that spinner Rooney, and I'll hit you with that drop kick, chin side, right on the chin, and then bang, cover you and whatnot. And we got in the match, and we was about, 10 minutes in, and my legs was weary. And we finally got to that point in the match, maybe about 20 minutes in. And I was supposed to do that drop kick. And we were both laying on our back, and I whispered to him, throw that drop kick out. Because it would have been about knee to ankle high. I knew I couldn't do it. I knew if I tried to do a drop kick, something was going to pop. Okay?
Yes.
So I say, let's just throw that drop kick out right now. And that's what I say, guy like Steen coming back. I love seeing him come back. Hopefully it's just for nostalgia purposes. And You know, they definitely can get something out of that.
Well, here's the thing. When I was watching the show last night, because they promoted this whole show, winter is coming, right? And I remember Tony Khan talking about the monumental changes that are about to happen and shift in the war, and I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna do something on this show. And I figured it was going to take place in the main event, and we're going to get to that. Obviously, something big happened in the main event. But when the lights turned out during that match where Cody and Darby were in the ring and Taz and his folks were out there, the lights turned off. I didn't know what to expect. I saw the little promo package. It was cool. That little video package of the looked like winter was coming, and you saw all the landscape shots and the drone camera and this, that, and the other. I still didn't put it together that who it was going to be. And when the Titantron revealed Sting, I will say I got excited. I was like, "Oh my, Sting's in AEW. Oh wow!" And then he walks out, and he looks like Sting, right? He looks like Sting. And this new Sting AEW merch is awesome. Like everything looked. I just heard that he broke the record for 24-hour sales of a new T-shirt. So congratulations to him at 61. Right? That's an awesome thing for him. But I was the nostalgia of it drove me nuts. And then I hear that he's signed full time. Right? He's got a full time multi-year contract. And that's when I start thinking, okay, to do what, right? Because I want to see Sting on television.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to see Sting wrestle, and I hope I might lose some fans here, or I might get some negative comments. I have no interest in seeing a man who's 61 years of age step inside the squared circle. I have no interest, and I would have more interest in it if what happened in his last match didn't happen. I was there. I saw it. You were there too, Booker. We saw what happened in that match when he was trying to work the young guy style, right? Sting was out there. He looked great in the first half of that match. He's doing dives. He's doing buckle bombs. He's running out there with Seth Rollins. He looked in great shape, maybe the best physical shape that we had seen him since WCW. And when he took that second buckle bomb and his knees buckled thereafter, and he got a shooting pain in his hands, couldn't, get his mobility about him for a little bit. That was frightening to see. It was frightening to see something like that happen. And that was 5 years ago, almost 6, 5.5 maybe, right? That's a long time ago to not be in a ring. 61, your body doesn't move like it does at 51, and it definitely doesn't move like it was when you're 41. So I just say this, and I love that he's in AEW. I love that he's on television. I was so excited to see him. I just don't have an interest in seeing him work a match. I don't. And to me, he went away. He could say my last match was in the main event of a pay-per-view sold-out building for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And I put the young guy over. I think that's a great way to go out. That's just me.
Well, my thing is this, man. How you gonna tell a man he can't go out there and do it no more? How you gonna tell a man, he ain't got the juice? He can't go out there and feed his family. You know what I mean? My thing is this.
I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying it makes me uncomfortable.
My thing is this. Just like, it's a lot of people. It may have been a lot of people of your era saying, man, I don't want to see no Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, but it was a million old heads saying, man, I want to see it. So I
think that's different. I think it's different.
Well, you might think it's different, but it's
different because we didn't see Mike get a really scary injury in his last fight. He just sat on the stool and said, "I'm done."
It could have just been a stinger. You know what I mean? No pun intended. Something like that. We don't know how bad the injury really was. It could have been something that just was, momentarily. Maybe WWE just didn't want to take a chance on someone that was of that age.
Maybe they're looking out for his best interest.
Perhaps. But sometimes some people say, man, look, I want to roll the dice. I want to do it, my way. Haven't you ever heard that song?
I've heard it many a times.
I did it my way.
Oh, you weren't referring to the Limp Bizkit song? No, I'm kidding.
Shoop! That's what I would say. Hey, guys, stick around. We'll be back in a minute.